In part one, I met with Elliot Woods from the studio Kimchi and Chips, who produces unimaginably beautiful art in unexpected places. Today, Elliot has invited his guest, artist Rosa Menkman, to talk about her work in producing impossible images. Welcome to Art and Technology. And this is where we interconnect. From Elliot in Korea, one half of Kimchi and Chips, to Rosa in Cyprus. Rosa, hello!
Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Welcome to Art and Technology. I do need to do a nod and a thumbs up for an amazing garment there. Loving the look.
Oh, thank you.
Elliot, why did you choose to speak to Rosa on this episode of Art and Technology?
I really love Rosa's work and I learn a lot from it. And it's something which just takes a completely different approach to what I do. We have this fascination about the way people see and the way images are constructed.
Rosa, you recently spent 2 months in CERN as part of a residency. How did you spend your time there?
They set you up with scientists, particle physicists, mathematicians, engineers, and then you have a conversation. I had prepared actually one particular question, which is, imagine you could obtain an impossible image of any object or phenomenon that you think is important. What image would you create?
And can you give us some examples of what was created in terms of an aesthetic and why these images were considered impossible?
For instance, there are technically impossible images that are impossible because we cannot imagine them. And then there is, for instance, humanly unreadable images.
How have audiences responded to such impossibility?
It's more like giving people new windows, new ways of sensing in the world. And when that happens, and you do have that exchange, it's a really wonderful experience.
Often art has this role of highlighting something, bringing attention to something which can't quite be described by the way we see the world. And then we have to start changing the way we see the world in order to be able to describe it. So these impossible images, once we've seen them, you can't unsee them. Everything else looks different once you've seen one of those images.
I'm glad that both of you are in quite important roles in helping us navigate that. Rosa, you are one of the leading practitioners for something called glitch art. What does glitch art look like? If I'm looking at it for the first time.
The glitch comes more from a break of an unexpected flow in a system. You put a little bit of code within the file of the image, then you will see how the image was constructed. It might be lines, it might be blocks, it might be waves. So what you see is the language of the technology itself.
It sounds quite psychedelic.
Oh yeah, can be.
With that in mind, what's going to happen in the future?
It's kind of exciting to think about futures, but I think it's more interesting to think about what fantasies now are interesting in order to try to get to a better future. Look back to the way we experienced things before to think about the way the future might work. I just want there to be new types of images coming out.
We've got an audience question from ILO. ILO wants to know, what image has been a significant source of inspiration for you as artists?
The image of a rainbow for me is the original glitch. It's an unexpected break from the flow of light in nature.
I love that. Rainbows, light, psychedelia, and physics. This is my kind of hangout. Thank you so much. Kimchi and Chips and Rosa, thank you. Whoa, there you have it. We can't be what we can't see, and I just simply admire Elliot and Rosa's work in producing images that challenge what we think is even possible. See you next time on Art and Technology.
Hyundai Motor, connecting art and technology.